Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to do a shot called the in and out shot. It's one of my favorite shots on the board, and we'll do several of these problems and hopefully you get a lot out of the videos. Okay, so in this position I'm going to be red. Red's going up, and then white's coming this way. Our opponent's going to be white. Now, the thing about this shot is the idea is to force your opponent to jump into King's Row. And when your opponent does that, it gives you time to set up a shot. So right here, I'm just going to demonstrate the first problem. We're going to move right here. White's going to jump. Now, the thing is, white, once it jumps and becomes a king, has to stop. It can't just jump right away. Red can move now. Red's going to move right here. White's going to jump. And now red gets 3 back. And that was one example of how the in and out shot could be done. Now I'm going to show you some others. This one a little more complicated, but the same idea. And we're also going to put a piece right here as well. Okay, so it's 4 on 4. It's red to move. Okay, and again, I always invite you to try out these problems on your own. You can always set it up on your board and try it out, or you can just watch. So the correct move for red to make first is right here. We're going to force white to jump. Okay, and again, we're going to force white to jump. White has to stop, becomes a king, and now it's red's move. Red's going to come here. White jumps. Now red is going to jump right across the board for 3 back, and red's going to become a king. And if you watched my other videos, you should be a little familiar with the opposition idea. White still has a piece, but red has the opposition. Here red is chasing white, and as you can see, white's not going to make it to the double corner, and white's eventually going to be trapped. So that's another way it can be done. Now for our next few problems, these are still going to be in and out shots, but they're going to be a little bit different. There's different ways that this in and out shot idea can be done. Okay, so right here is a 3 on 3 situation again. It's going to be red's move. Again, red has a win. Red's first move is going to be right here. White has to jump. White becomes a king. Again, he has to stop. Now red's going to make a clever move, going to come right in here for a king. The white king has to jump. And now red gets 3 back. So when you have pieces near King's Row, you want to see if you could somehow set up an in and out shot. It's a very neat shot once you, if you can execute it. Okay, so for here we're gonna. Actually, I had these in the wrong spot. We're gonna put white right here. Okay, there we go. This one's going to be a little more complicated than the other ones. It's going to require a little more thought, some more moves to make. Actually forgot to add a red piece right here. Okay, so in this spot, it's red to move, and there's one particular move that can win. If red moves right here, it gives white a choice. White can jump this way or this way. We're just going to jump with the smaller piece first. Okay, white's coming this way, so white jumps that way. Red jumps back. Now white only has one move, and now here's the clever move. Red's going to come right here. White jumps. White becomes a king, and now red squeezes right here. White jumps back, and now red is going to jump too. And as you can see, the white piece is blocked off. Red has opposition and the win. Now that was one way that white could jump. We're going to show you the other way as well. Okay. So let's just say red moves here, and this time the king's going to jump. Again, we can jump back. Again, these pieces are trapped, so only one move. And this time we're just going to come this way again. White jumps, becomes a king. Red squeezes. White jumps again. And red jumps two back. And as you can see again, white is blocked for the win. And so that's another way that the in and out shot can be done. Okay, the last problem that we're going to set up is going to be the most difficult one of them all, but also the neatest. Usually in checkers, the harder a shot is to see, the neater that it is. Okay, so there's a lot of pieces here, so make sure that we have them all set up correctly, and they are. Now in this spot here, we're going to be white. Okay, our opponent's going to be red. And it's going to be our opponent's move. Now, red does have a draw, but red's going to try to get a little aggressive here. Red's coming this way. Now, what red's going to do, red's going to come right here. It wants this guy to move in for a king, trapping him. You see the white king is contained by this king, and these pieces aren't even close to king's row, so red thinks he has an advantage. But white is going to do something very clever. White is going to move, and again, if you can always try to set this up, try it on your own, but I'm going to demonstrate it right now. White's going to move here. Red has to jump. White's going to move right here, forcing red to jump again. White's going to move here, forcing another exchange, or another jump, I mean. And this red would become a king. He's going to jump, actually. White moves here. Now the king jumps out. And now white gets like a quadruple jump. It gets 5 pieces. And also gets opposition. And the red piece is blocked off. That's a very famous shot. It's published in Lee's Guide to the Game of Checkers. So if you're able to get that, that's very good. So that's the in and out shot for you. It's a very cool thing to do in checkers. Make sure when you're playing your games, you try to catch those. Usually, a lot of times your opponents, they just won't see them coming. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you back for my future videos. Thanks.